Nearly 1 million years ago, the nighttime was locked away by darkness. It was predators, it was terror, it was whispered but unspoken, and thus unfulfilled. However, one human had a spark that would outlive us all. Cut to today, month 3 of a 5-month writer's room gig, and I haven't landed a single pitch. My therapist assures me that it's unnatural to expect greatness this early at any job, and yet I must be the worst writer ever. Before my daily descent into madness, I finally stop, look around, and ask myself, who's doing well and why? And I stumble upon an answer 1 million years and only a writer's room could give me: titles. During the writing phase, the showrunner dictates the taste of the show and negotiates with any monetary powers that be to get on the same palette. The upper levels make sure to preserve the showrunner's taste, enhance when necessary, and lead the rest of the room in creative discussions. So there is accounting for taste, and if you're hired to write for someone else's vision, you must adapt. But I found style and personal preference was not my issue. What I was pitching was in the correct tone and made perfect sense. Actually, a lot of the lower levels I noticed pitched things that made perfect sense. Let's anchor here. I call this next part the theater of the campfire. Storytelling emerged when we controlled fire, and the shroud of night became social time. By firelight, the world shrank to a circle, and attention focused on the storyteller. The storyteller transforms warning to morality, memory to legend, and a bullet-pointed list of events into who we are. And there it is. A writer's room is 12 of us around a campfire, each getting the talking stick and rapt attention whenever we pitch. Pitching solves that are logical that take me from one scene to the next? Boring. I have to get my 11 coworkers to lean in. I have to think of ways into the scene that they haven't. Jokes that aren't the most obvious, POVs, backstories, arresting images. I have to explain things in an informational way without being information. Here's an example. I think newer writers tend to write things in a very direct manner, especially openings. Let's say you have an 11-year-old girl who has dreams of playing football. On first brush, one might introduce her by showing her practicing in the backyard with a football, or dealing with discrimination with a hard-headed coach, or staring at a Tom Brady poster, or a voiceover, whatever. But I know if I went into the writer's room and I said, open on a close-up of a scraped hand cracking eggs, one after another, into a glass until a dozen jalopy eggs are floating there. Millie, 11, scrappy, determined, throws her head back and chugs. It's so gross, tears dot the corner of her eyes. She retches into the sink. Then she stares at a pack of caribou jerky and winces. Game time. I know that would elicit a reaction out of my people. Now, when I write, even on my own, I have the theater of the writer's room in my head. Our job isn't to write for ourselves, it's to write for an audience on a global scale. Understanding what gets a reaction and what doesn't, and how to craft it with our expert coworkers as the barometer, is an experience that only a writer's room can give. And when in doubt, remember, we're doing what humans have been doing for nearly 1 million years: dreaming out loud. There are a lot of classes that teach you how to write a script. There are very few that teach you how to survive and actually get better inside a writer's room. I'm teaching a class formatted as a mock writer's room over Zoom, built from real experience. The good, the brutal, the stuff nobody explains until you're already in it. It'll be very hands-on, but my hope is that you leave with a defined point of view of what to write and how to write a story at a higher caliber. Information is in the description of this video. Thank you.